elaborately carved by the slow hand of time. The magnificent underground rooms and glittering passageways of Carlsbad Cavern feels like a portal back into another realm. It's hard to imagine a more dramatic transition than to leave the desert air behind and step into the cool, utterly silent tunnels with every twist and turn revealing wondrous collection of artful rock formations. The magic and mystery of Carlsbad becomes all the more apparent when you realize the extraordinary process that created the sparkling chambers. It all began some 250 million years ago when a large, shallow inland sea covered this area, along with a horseshoe-shaped reef that stretched over 400 miles. As you step 750 feet underground through many switchbacks, you are transported back into a time that's amazing with rooms that are big as stadiums. If you haven't been here, drive to New Mexico and go check out the wondrous Carlsbad Caverns. So welcome to episode 16. This is the Carlsbad Caverns National Park episode. This is On the Rhodes. Take a look.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 16. We are at 16 episodes in. It's pretty cool. We got a lot to catch up on. I got some news that's coming up, so I'll drop that in a little bit. We got a heat wave about to hit us out here in Las Vegas. It's in the 80s. I think we skipped spring. It's hot. During the night, it's beautiful, but actually hot outside. So the other half of the United States, I just heard they're going to have some really terrible weather. My East Coast family, you guys stay safe out there because it looks like it's going to be a bumpy ride. But over there, it's sunny. I don't even have to use my lights. I'm using natural lighting right now because that's how nice it is. I hope that the lighting's pretty good. Yeah, we're going to end up talking about Carlsbad Caverns, another New Mexico place. This is the national park I went to after I left White Sand. New Mexico is just a unique place. There is the mountainous part, there is a remote part, and then it's where I went. The name of the town is White City. That's what it's called, White City, New Mexico. Interesting town, right near Carlsbad. Before you went to go into the national park, there's actually a gift shop, place you can grab a bite to eat and things like that. Because when we start talking about getting into the cavern aspect of it, you're going to find once you get up there, there's only one place to eat downstairs when you're in the caverns, and it is pretty much at the end. Or if you go down on the elevator, which we'll talk about as well, you can go and grab something to eat. To get down into this place is just, and when you get to the national park, you have to check in. You can't leave animals in the car. At least that's what they say. They have kennels, so you can, for a fee, put your dogs in the kennels. And it is reservation. If you're going in through the natural entrance, you're going to need a timed reservation to get in. If you have mobility problems, you can go on an elevator and it will take you to what's called the big room. The drive-in is beautiful. It was raining the day I went. Once you check in, the park ranger will walk you right around the entrance. And I got videos and stuff that, I'm going to post up there while I'm talking. So you'll see them. The entrance, there's an amphitheater because at night, the bats that live there, of course, go to fly. You can go and sit at this amphitheater. You can't take any electronic devices. You can't really film them flying. You get to see them take off at night. When we went to the entrance, we started making our way down. They were out there flying around. There were bats everywhere, harmless. It was pretty cool to see. It's about 59 switchbacks to walk down into the natural entrance. The park ranger gives you some rules and things like that. So you start walking down. Depending on your fitness level, it took me about 45 minutes to an hour to get down into the actual entrance. There were some people in incredible shape. It probably took them less time to get in. Also, they have a 1.25 5 mile loop, and they have one it takes about an hour and a half to do the 1.25 miles. At the end of that, they have what they call the big room. The big room is huge. It looks pretty much like a stadium. You could probably fit maybe 1 to 2 football stadiums in this place. It's quiet down there too. They do ask that you try not to talk loud. Your voice will travel a quarter mile. When we got down in the actual cave after the hour of switchbacks, you get down there, it was so quiet. You could hear a pin drop. There was some people talking here or there, but it wasn't nothing outrageous. It was actually a class trip that was down there. They had some kids and you really couldn't hear them. They were following the rules. You have to have closed-toed shoes. The shoes that you wear, you make sure you have good grip because it was raining and you can't take walking sticks unless you're handicapped down into the cavern. But they have handrails. I suggest holding on to the handrails. I had good hiking shoes on and still I was slipping on the way down through the switchbacks. Once you get in, though, it's dimly lit. You can bring a headlamp if you want to. If you wish to bring a headlamp or flashlight, they encourage it. There are dim lights. It's about 59 degrees constantly and it's very humid. When you watch the intro, you'll see that I had a jacket on. I had to take the jacket off, tie it around me walking through because it started getting humid and I was starting to sweat. I decided to do the big room at the end. Once you get done, you can do one of two things. You can either take the elevator, which I did. I wasn't walking back out. But there are people on their way back out while we're going in the natural entrance. They're coming back up. I'm like, wow, but they were younger. Going down in there as well, when you're on the way out, they have this thing, it's called white nose disease that can kill the bats. They have these mats when you come out of the caves as well to make sure that you clean off your shoes. They don't want any cross contamination. There's no water allowed. You can bring bottled water. You can't bring flavored water or anything like that down there. I don't think you can drink the water unless you're at the place where you can eat. Don't quote me on that because I don't know if I've seen people drinking water. One bathroom. The one bathroom is by the lunch area. Right before you go back up to the top, you can go into the lunch place and you can get, small bites to eat and get something to drink. And then you could jump on the elevator, it takes you right back up to the visitor center and you're gone. So that's pretty good. And once you get those time tickets, it's easy. You just go on recreation.gov through the national park website. You'll payment real quick, and then you have your timed entry. The park itself is open from 9 to 5. To get into the caverns, 9 a.m. to 2:30. The last entrance to the caverns are 2:30. That gives you some time to go down there, explore, take some pictures, whatever, video. They encourage to do as much as you can, and and come on back out. I stayed in a camp place at Guadalupe National Park. It was pretty cheap. I was telling you that it snowed there and everything. I went to this rest stop, New Mexico and also Texas, especially. You can stay at night at a rest stop. They have a place in some of these rest stops. You park, they got a picnic table for you. They got all the stuff that you need. They give you 24 hours. You can relax. There's no camping. You can't set up a tent or anything. But for us car campers and the RV guys, it was pretty cool. I went there. Really, it wasn't set up too good for me to stay the night. It was just a lot of activity there. So one of the spots opened up at Guadalupe. I paid the money. I was like, man, I'm just going to go and stay there. And it was quiet. It was well worth the money. With Carlsbad Caverns, there was a guy, that's why I think it's called Whitestown. Jim White in 1898, he was the first explorer to go down into the caverns and check out these caves. And this is the only one in the area that is paved, and the National Park Service took their time to make it so you can go down there and not have too many problems. They put the lighting in there. So you can get back country permit to go into caves that are not maintained by the National Park Service. They're on BLM land. They do know where they are and they can tell you where to go to get in. You can go ahead and talk to them and they will hook you up. They'll make sure that they take care of you as far as going down there. The other place that I've seen that they use the mats that you need to clean off your shoes and everything is Mammoth National Park. That's over in Kentucky. You had to do the same thing. You had to clean your feet on these stations. The park rangers, they were standing there watching you, making sure that you cleaned your feet. Yeah, it's just to protect the wildlife because it could just be catastrophic if you bring some germs down there and you'll just kill the wildlife. The reason that they ask you don't bring food is because if you come down there and you try to bring food, raccoons and other animals will smell it and they'll try to go down into the caves to find the food and they won't be able to find their way out and then they'll pass away. That's one of the reasons that they tell you that you shouldn't bring food. But overall, it's just a good time and it's definitely worth it. You should go check it out. The national parks are the partial shutdown isn't affecting the national parks at this time. It's really just like Homeland Security, TSA, and things like that are giving people headaches at that. As far as national parks, you don't really have to worry about that part of it. Let's see what else we got for you on this one. That one went pretty quick as far as talking about the parks. All the pictures, everything that you see when I'm doing this podcast as far as the pictures and videos in the national park are done by me. I use iPhone. I take all those pictures. I take all those videos. I try not to be overbearing with taking the video when I'm actually out doing these content creations because I want to enjoy what I'm doing. I try to do things really fast. I might do 10 or 12-second video and then I'm done. There's only so many pictures you can take of certain things. There's only certain angles and videos that you can take of waterfalls and the caverns. And I just try to take the bare minimum that I need. At the same time, too, I don't want to take these pictures and videos and show you so much of the national park that you don't want to go because you've seen most of this. Even with Carlsbad Caverns, I didn't even touch the surface of how beautiful it is down there because I was just caught in the moment. It's very peaceful, very quiet. I took my time. I didn't have to worry about hurrying up. I got my ticket early so I could take my time and just walk around and do my things. There's steps in there, so keep that in mind also. If you have respiratory problems or anything like that, this might not be the hike for you. Just in switchbacks alone, it was pretty easy going down, but just alone, it's brutal getting down. But like I said, it's paved but slippery, 5 minutes to an hour. The water down there is crystal clear. The ceilings, stalagmites, and all that stuff is just, it's like being in a different world. We have some of the most vast cave systems in the world. We have caves everywhere. I think I told y'all Kentucky, I think they have the most, but we have caves everywhere. It's definitely worth the drive. Not too far from Las Vegas. Free camp is the way to go. And just do your research. If you can find public land, use the public land. Make sure that you have the proper equipment when you go into those public areas. Sometimes some of those places you are in the middle of nowhere. If you don't have the things to get you out of trouble, you might have to hunker down and use your satellite, your Garmin, or whatever to get people to come help you because you'll just be stuck. So make sure travel wise is proper. The big news I was talking about, I'm moving. I'm I'm not leaving the building I live in. I'm just moving up a few floors. The view will change if you follow my Instagram sometime on YouTube. Go on my Instagram. I try to every morning in my stories to post a picture of the sunrise because we have some of the most beautiful sunrises in the West. Every morning when I wake up, I usually try to use that time to just relax, reflect, and take video. But I'm excited. It's a new floor plan, more square footage. This angle that I'm filming from might change depending on, how I set up everything. But I'm excited. Can't wait. We got a couple of things going on. One of my foodie friends, we're going in a couple of weeks, we're going to Foodie Land at Las Vegas Speedway. Foodie Land. If you guys get a chance, go. It's fun. It's at the racetrack. The weather's usually beautiful, but bring a group so everybody can buy something different. And, we all sample it. So make sure you bring somebody in. Also, Viva Las Vegas is coming up. If you've never been to the Viva Las Vegas car show, I'll put a couple of pictures of me at the car show. But if you haven't been to Viva, go. It's so much fun. And people dress up retro, old school cars, the car clubs, the whole nine. You'll get to have a great time. So you should go. I had a little problem at work the other night. I posted it on my Instagram. It went viral. So I guess I'm not going to talk too much about what happened, but basically in a nutshell, a guy, he had came to the bar where we were at, and I was working. His truck stood out because it was a pretty nice truck. He drove his truck away. He came back a few hours later drunk and thought that his car got stolen, but he was just drunk and lost his car. I might just at the end, if you guys stick around till the end, I might just post just a little snippet of it. Because it went viral, I think the guy got the point. I got the point across to the guy that, you can't be mean to people. I understand 100% when you think you lose something, you believe that it's where you thought it was and it really wasn't. So I understand. I'm not going to give him a hard time. Things happen. You're going to have to check out I'll just put a snippet up. But yeah, that's about it. This one's a pretty short one this time, guys. Carlsbad was pretty straightforward. The intro pretty much sums up how beautiful it was and how much fun I had. I think our next national park, I should do Big Bend for you guys. Big Bend, man. Talking about being in the middle of nowhere, Big Bend is in the middle of nowhere. Texas is huge anyway. So I dropped down in New Mexico and I was on the western end of Texas. That's where Big Bend is by the Mexican border. Yeah, we're going to do that one next. That's going to be a lot of fun covering that one. Man, I had a good time at Big Bend and I got to experience a Border Patrol checkpoint. It was a small one, but the Border Patrol agent, man, you were cool. Just know when you're sitting there at these really remote checkpoints, they have this thing that x-rays your car. Because I have the rooftop storage and everything, and I was talking to him, and I told him where I used to work and all that good stuff. I just asked him a few little questions. I said, he was like, I'm almost done. I said, yeah, x-raying my car to see if I had anybody hiding in it. Because when you go to Big Bend, you're at the Mexican border. You can walk into Mexico, but not into Mexico. But you could step foot on Mexican soil and then walk back across the Rio Grande. And he just wanted to make sure that I didn't have anybody. But really cool. So probably the next episode before I do Big Bend, I might be in the new place. We also going to change directions in between. The guys, we're trying to get together now and see if there's a time that works for everybody. We're going to do a little hip hop, old school hip hop. We're going to talk about different areas. One guy's from Louisiana, one guy's from Cali. Of course, I'm from New Jersey, so I got to experience a lot of the birth of hip hop firsthand. But we're going to get to talk about some really cool things. It's not going to be a 20-minute podcast. It's actually going to be a little bit longer because we got a lot to talk about. We've been talking about this episode, and we still got to get my other co-host on who hasn't been on since we talked about the dating episode to cover two important topics. Well, the one is travel related. Like I think I told you before, it's going to be about her doing cruises. But the mental health episode, we really got to cover this mental health episode because a lot of people that are going through mental health issues, they're kind of forgotten. And they're forgotten until something happens. And then there's an outcry. I don't see in some of these big cities that they're doing enough for the mentally challenged people. And when you have unhoused and mental capacity issues, it makes it even tougher. But we'll talk about that another time. This has been On the Rhodes, and I'm Donovan. Yo, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Because of your behavior.
If your shit was stolen, if your shit was stolen in my fucking house, you would do that?
What would you do what?